So Janke, thank you again so much for taking the time to talk with me. And on the anniversary of 25 years of TechTour and Europe Unlimited, I thought it'd be fun to talk with you and to hear a little bit about both. What was it like back then when you first got involved with these guys? Maybe what's your impression of where they are today, and how maybe do you see this going into the future?
Yeah, so I got first involved in 2006 when I was still a corporate venture capital executive at Philips. And what was it like back then? I think uh, both Sven and William were all about bringing people together. And I think what stood out to all the other conferences that sort of blend into the background is the humanity of the
Hmm.
people involved, and the warmth and the empathy, and the fact that William and Sven really cared. They cared about the people, they cared about the company, and they cared about building a community in Europe.
That warmth and empathy and caring that you mentioned, Janke, is so interesting because I've heard that from so many other people. What role do you think they play today in the current situation here in Europe? And I know things are changing and evolving quickly, but what role do you think they play today?
Yeah, so after the merging of the International Venture Club, which I co-founded
Mm.
with Europe Unlimited, and then with TechTour, I think we've reached critical mass where TechTour is now one of the biggest organizations of its kind in Europe, and I think everything is running much more smoothly, more professionally, at a larger scale, and that makes it possible to focus on the things that really matter in terms of the relationships and taking the ecosystem of venture investment in Europe to a next level. And I think William especially is playing a very important role there.
It's really, really interesting to see how this is evolving. What about the future? Where would you like to see this whole ecosystem, all the different pieces go in the future here in Europe?
So, I mean, of course, we're always looking over the pond, especially as a transatlantic venture and growth investor. But we have to make sure that many of the good things of Europe are preserved and expanded on, while we continue to catch up in terms of volume and numbers with the success that the venture model has had in the US. And ultimately, ultimately for me as a healthcare investor, it's about better care at lower costs. So helping patients and doing so in a sustainable manner. And William is playing an important role in TechTour, and the whole team who are terrific, playing a very important role in doing that. I want to congratulate TechTour on a quarter century anniversary, and wish TechTour the best of health, happiness, luck, and good fortune in terms of economics as well, for the next quarter century and beyond.
That's great. Thank you so much. Wealth, happiness, and 25 years going forward. That's fantastic, Janke. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time.